I wasn't planning on making this video, but once I sold my vintage record player, I had immediate regret. And now I want to share that experience with our viewers out there because a lot of you may be in a similar situation and you're thinking, am I ever going to recover from this huge mistake? Well, I'm here to tell you that I did, and I'm going to share my experience from start to finish. Let's do this. Well, welcome to today's episode, everyone. I'm very excited for you to join me on my vinyl journey or my record player journey here. I figured that there might be a lot of people out there that are having a similar situation, and I kind of just wanted to share my experience so that way you obviously see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And hopefully this will help to steer your direction if you're sort of searching for that perfect turntable. So we'll have to start at the beginning. I started my vinyl collection journey back in 2015 when I got a few albums from my dad. He had some disco albums and some 70s rock, and I wanted to be able to play the music. So I went and bought myself a used vintage Yamaha YP-211. And this record player was in very good condition. The previous owner kept it up really well. The only thing that I needed to do with it was actually just change the belt because it's a belt-driven turntable. But once I got that up and running and it was working pretty flawlessly, I was very happy with it. Loved the features, and a lot of similar turntables from that time period have similar features, right? You can control the tone arm weight. They have an anti-skate. They have a toggle between the 45, 33. Some of them have up to 72. And it also has a like a semi-automatic feature where it'll go to the end of the record, it'll stop, and then it'll retract the tone arm. So all of those features were awesome. And because of that record player, that's really what started our Instagram channel and the birth of Hi-Fi Brothers. So that's kind of how we got started. We did a lot of posts on there sharing all the records we collected over the years, or I collected over the years. And then that eventually led to our YouTube channel with my brother and I. But essentially what ended up happening was over the past couple of years, things started to break on that record player. The auto stop, the retractable tone arm mechanism wasn't working anymore. I couldn't figure it out. I went online, I tried to read how to fix it, and I just could not get it to work. It would still play records, but when I got to towards the end of the album, it would start skipping. So after a while, what ended up happening was I just stopped using the record player. And then my vinyl collection was collecting dust. Even though I'd collect albums here and there, but I wasn't really getting the enjoyment out of it because I couldn't. And then most recently we did some home renovations, and I had to move my record player system from one room to another. And this is what got me motivated again. And I started to think I just need to get a new record player, one that works so I can enjoy my music again. So I ended up selling my Yamaha player, and I started searching on the used marketplace. And I found a very good deal on a Project T1 record player, and it looked great. I really liked the walnut finish. I liked the stylus that it came with, Ortofon 5E. I was kind of excited initially, but after a while, I started to notice the little things, and they started to eat at me. One is, it was very basic manual turntable, and I kind of missed a lot of the features that the Yamaha had. I just started having immediate buyer's remorse. In addition to that too, I don't know why, but that turntable was extremely noisy from the motor. And I actually recorded a sample here for you to listen. So I figured this is not normal. This probably makes the sound quality hurt a lot more because that's going to translate to the stylus. And what I ended up doing was I ended up selling that turntable, and I was like, look, I just got to start all over again. So I went back on the used marketplace. I was looking at vintage record players again. I was looking and trying to find used modern record players. And then I thought to myself, you know what? Let me get the opinion of my peers. So what I ended up doing was going on our Instagram channel, and I just started fishing through our posts and just looking at what a lot of people that we follow and just seeing what record players they have. A lot of people have a lot of vintage, and some people have modern ones. And, I did reach out to a few of our followers that had, the Fluence RT85, the U-Turn Orbit Plus, and the Project Evo. Now, those 3 turntables were sort of within that price range I was looking at, which was right around the $500 to $600 price range. And I started to watch reviews about them, and I started doing the nitpick, right? Like, what does this one have that the other one doesn't have? What does this one do better than this one? And I couldn't make up my mind. And then finally, I found a U-turn orbit theory, and I started to look that up. And I noticed that that was a lot more expensive than the other ones, but it did have a lot of the features that I really wanted out of a turntable, especially one important one, which is build quality. Now, I did watch others that did reviews on the Orbit Theory, and what you're gonna find if you watch those videos is they all say the same thing. It's a $1,000 turntable, but it's worth $1,000. And nobody really said anything bad about it. And I decided to pull the trigger on it. And it's exactly what a lot of other people have said about this turntable, is that you're gonna spend more on this than some other ones that you may get a little bit more features out of, but the build quality is unmatched. And I can tell you with confidence that after having this for about a couple of months now, that I don't have any regrets. So yeah, I don't really want to get into a full review about this turntable. Like I said, there's plenty of others out there, but I just wanted to share some highlights about it and really key features of why I decided to go with it. Number one, you got the Ortofon 2M Blue cartridge on there. That's a very good value stylus. The other part about it too is the toggle between 45 and 33 RPM. I love being able to just have a switch rather than having to do that manually through the belt. But yeah, I mean, I love the look, feel, and build of this turntable. But if there's anything that I have to share with you as a final thought, there's a lot of choices out there for finding that perfect turntable. It's kind of subjective, right? Because perfect, it could be different for every person. I would say that the perfect turntable is the one that you get the most enjoyment out playing your records. And that's really what it's all about. So yeah, hopefully that experience was very helpful for you. And yeah, I'd like to hear from you. Have you had a similar experience that I have? Please drop a comment below. And if you haven't already, please drop a like and make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep it hi-fi.